All right, next topic is the Kinect. Is it a fad or will it last? What do you think, Steve?
When I first heard about the Kinect, when it was going to have a processor on board, and it was going to be really fast and really responsive and be able to analyze your motions in real time without any lag, I thought it was great. And now all of a sudden it shows up in stores, and they've taken the CPU out of it, and they say, "Oh no, the Xbox hardware can handle it fine." And of course, the biggest complaint I've read about it, I haven't personally tried it yet. I plan to. Maybe Santa will bring it for me for Christmas. But
I asked for it too.
Yeah, I hear it's a bit laggy. Like it's not the instant response that you'd want or expect from it. So I think it's definitely going to stick around as a secondary controller, but as a primary controller for games, it may only be the dance games that people really like on it.
Well, they're charging $150 for this thing, when it costs them about $50 to make. I think it's like $56. And honestly, if you're going to charge me $150, don't take out stuff that you were planning to put in it in the first place. Put that CPU in it. Put a better camera into it, because the camera is only a VGA quality camera, from what I hear. It's not a HD type camera, where that would have been great for doing calls on it. Video calls like this.
Yeah.
So there's a lot missing when they could have. They missed the boat on a lot of things that could have made them protected when it comes to the future. Because now that I think about it, the only thing that's good about that scenario is they can do a Kinect 2.0.
Yeah, it leaves room for that, and I'm probably going to get both if they do it, frankly, because I love the idea of like it converts your whole body into a skeleton that it can animate, and to do that kind of thing, I'm just amazed at it. And as a developer, I really hope that they bring it to the indie games channel so we can play with it and make our own games with it.
It shouldn't be too difficult for that.
Sorry?
It shouldn't be too difficult to do that.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things that shouldn't be that difficult with the indie games that they want to leave. They want to leave the publishers, like the big publishing houses and the big developers. They want to let them play with it.
Yeah.
So their channel looks more lucrative than the indie games channel, I guess. So
this is the problem with Microsoft, because they should be able to see that stuff like the iPhone, where people can just publish games for it, and all these little companies that turn out to be huge companies because they came up with this great idea. Why not let that happen on the Indie Games channel instead of burying it in a bunch of menus?
Yeah.
Which they still do. I don't care what anyone says about this new menu system. They tried to F you guys over.
Yeah. Well, they changed it the first day.
They did change it,
and that's the first thing I checked, and I was like, I can't believe it. They made it even harder to find. It was hard to find before, but now it's completely buried. And I heard that they moved it. I haven't gone back on and checked since, but now it's supposed to be right in the game section.
It is, but I don't think that's good enough.
Yeah.
I think that it should be its own blade, to be honest.
There's so much content in there that I think it does deserve it. The quality of most of the games isn't really that good, because it's just guys in their spare time, and girls, in their spare time working on it. And
I don't think the big developers have much to worry about.
Yeah, they don't. That's the thing. They don't have, even if they gave us achievements and access to Kinect and all kinds of stuff, access to the camera, which we don't have.
You don't have the big bucks.
Yeah, we don't. We just don't have time to make a really amazing game or the resources. So.
But I think that if they were to move it, that would slowly change, because people would then get that featured placement and be able to get more games sold, which gives them more to work with in terms of spending money to make these games.
Yeah. I still sell more copies of the chess game than I ever have of the trivia game. Like Microsoft's the whole indie games channel is you get direct access to the cloud. Like there's more sales there. So.
All right, but getting back to Kinect. I'm sure we'll get a lot of comments based on the indie game stuff. But the Kinect, where was I going with that? Okay. Are you a couch gamer?
How do you mean?
Like, if you have a console, do you have an Xbox, or did you get rid of it?
No, I still have it. I just don't get to use it very often.
When you play on the Xbox, do want to just sit down and laze around and play your games?
And you mean as opposed to?
As opposed to getting up and running around.
Yeah, well, most of the time, yeah.
So, do you see this being a regular thing? Are people going to change? That's what I'm asking. Are people going to change? Are they going to get up in front of their TV and make that a normal thing?
Yeah, I think they'll try it. I don't think they might not change their gaming style, but I think they'll try it for sure.
Is there any way that a company can embrace both ways of playing? I know the racing games, there was a good thing where you could sit down and it would track where your feet are and you could push the pedal and it would go, and that would be fine. But in other games,
yeah, I don't think it could be added to every game out there. Like it's got to be like in my opinion, it's got to be like a dancing game. I don't know about the racing game because you got to have your arms out like this.
Yeah, and that gets really tiring.
It's going to get tiring.
Yeah,
so.
And there's already been people that have it and have been playing Joyride.
Yeah.
And have said that it's like after a while doing this the whole time, you're just getting tired and you don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Same thing goes with any other Kinect game, really. Like if you're just standing in front of the TV and you're counting balls, which sounds horrible, sorry, and dancing. Sure, it's fun, but after a while, you're not going to be playing as long as you would with a controller.
Yeah.
Is it good to amalgamate both ways of playing it, or is it good to just have these two separate things that you can play one sometimes and play the other some other times?
I don't like take a game like Dead Rising. Dead Rising 2. It's a controller game. I wouldn't want to play it with Kinect really at all. There's not a lot of games that I would want to play with Kinect unless it involved moving around. Like if you were dancing or something, or I don't know, anything where you were moving. That's where it's natural to move. It's fine, but on the Xbox, all the titles that I play, they're really controller-based games, and I don't think Kinect would really help. I think it would hinder gameplay. So.
I'm sure there's a lot of games that are going to tap into other functionalities of Kinect, like the audio and like being able to control your party of characters through just saying stuff, which would be great. They did that with a Tom Clancy game. I forgot which one, End War or something.
Yeah.
And it was completely voice controlled. If they had more games that did that, and I don't know what else you could do, but I'm looking forward to seeing what companies do with the whole Kinect thing, the whole Kinect controller type aspect.
I heard it didn't. I heard it supported almost everything they had on the console, but not Netflix when it came out, and which was a big.
Well, it's got its own blade. You can only use things in its blade. Otherwise, well, they're hoping as time goes on that everything will eventually be controlled by voice controls if you want to, or by movement. But at this point, there's only a certain blade that you control. I forgot if it was just the audio or if it's the movement that you can only control in this blade.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
I think it's the audio. The guy was saying he was just trying to command it to start Netflix with his voice, and it completely ignored him. But everything else worked without any training. There's no need to train his voice at all. It just works.
It's weird because you go Xbox on, and it turns on. Thank goodness I don't have a Kinect yet. and then it turns on, and then can you control it from there? I don't know this question because I don't know the answer because I don't have one. But maybe it goes straight to the Kinect blade right away.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about?
I don't know. It's been like 40 minutes.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to end this episode of, what did I call it? ICastJudgment?
ICastJudgment, which is a great name.
All right, there we go. Episode 1, ICastJudgment. This has been Steve.
Yeah, I feel like Leo Laporte's friend. This is awesome.
and Steve, do you have anything you want to plug that we haven't already?
Check out Brain Foo in the App Store, available now for 99 cents. Maybe you can be the one person who buys it in November. Also, pawned the game of chess in Xbox Live Indie Games channels. It's a great chess game. It's cheap. It's like 80 points now, so check it out.
That's like $1, isn't it? Or $2?
Yeah, it's like $1 for a chess game you have for life. It's awesome.
And you can play with your friends.
Yeah, it's multiplayer.
Yeah, and you can be surprised at how good you are.
Yeah.
All right, is there a website for these games?
No, I don't. There is, but I don't like websites. It's
I love it.
blackpwn.com and brainfoo.com.
There you go. And you know my link, ICanJudgment.com, where you can get reviews of a whole bunch of different stuff. And that's going to continue and shows the show, hopefully.
Cool.
You ready to do episode 2?
I am.
All right, so stay tuned. You're going to get to see episode 2 if you go and check it out next week. Or if this has been on already for more than a week, then you can check it out now at ICanJudgment.com. Awesome. Bye-bye. Say bye,
Bye.
Steve. There we go.